An abandoned daughter, a drifter with no memory, and dragon tales. I'm Zan, konnichiwa, aloha, buongiorno, and what's up? And welcome to an episode of the Spiraken Manga Review. So let's get to it, because this is a manga that is an award winner that we're going to be talking about today that has had a lot of debate recently. And what are we talking about? Well, if you remember from that last episode, I spun that one that only the Wheel of Manga, and it dictated that reviewing a manga that was awarded the 2022 Kodansha Special Manga Award and has been known for a couple of really cool things. But what are we talking about? We are talking about Galaxias. And this is a story in the vein of so many others involving a missing dad, mysterious powers, a forgotten legacy, and a weirdo. But what is it really about? Well, it is about, when we open up the manga, it is about a person who does not understand that he has to pay a fare on a boat. When he's like, a fare? You mean like a carnival? He doesn't know what that means. Reason why is he's just drifted into town. And where is town? Well, it is an island off the western coast of the Galaxias Kingdom. And it is a small rural area where there are lots of individuals run by an old man who's known simply as Pops. And Pops is taking care of his daughter, Jio. And Jio is a girl who wants to run away and be happy and live life and escape. The only problem is that her dad is trying to protect her like no tomorrow. It turns out that her dad has a dragon tail. He's actually known as a centipede dragon, because in this world there are people who have dragon tails that have super abilities. They're born with the elements of dragons, and they all do different things. Everything from being kangaroo tail dragons, steel dragons, scale dragons, vampire dragons, tons of different dragons. And Pops is one of these dragons, and he's there to protect his daughter because his daughter is trying to run away. Why is she trying to run away? Well, she wants to go out and leave the island and explore the world. And Dad, Pops, doesn't want her to do that. And she's kind of like, listen, Dad, can I go? No, you can't. You're staying here. You're going to learn how to be a leader, and you're going to live in this village. You can't leave this village no matter what. And she's kind of frustrated with this because she wants to explore. She wants to leave the nest. And she is wanting to do this because of a legend of a famous adventurer known as Yuri Holst, who spent decades searching the world and exploring, and that is Jio's hero, the person she wants to be like. And she wants to find adventure, even though Dad's like, there are no adventures left. All the continents have been found. Everything's been built. There's nothing new. And she just wants to explore, live life, have fun. And so, after a bit of banter, she ends up resigning herself. She's just going to deal with this because life's not going to be good. It's going to be kind of rough. Until, as she's stressing out, being upset, and looking at her favorite book, a book called Galaxias, she ends up going fishing, and who does she pull out of the water? Because she catches a big bite, but the weirdo from the beginning. Turns out he is a drifter who has no memory of himself. He has no idea who he is, what's going on, or his name. He just knows he's adventuring and looking for something. And he has a book which he writes down every little thing he does. Like, he figured out how to read about day 45, and he's just exploring the world with fresh new eyes. And Jio finds this fascinating because it's someone like her who wants to see the world in open eyes. So she's like, listen, I want to go out and adventure. And he's like, well, don't be boring, do it. And she ends up, after giving him some food and helping him out a little bit, she gives him the name of Nereid. Nereid is the main character from Galaxias, and someone who also had some adventuring issues in the story. So she's named this mysterious drifter, and then she decides, because listening to this guy who's drifting, she's going to tell her dad that she's going to run away and it's going to be good. But meanwhile, on the island, someone else has shown up. Someone mysterious, someone dark. And long story short, turns out that she's a little more important than she means to be. And what are we talking about? She's actually the daughter of Yuri Holst. And he's wanted by the government for killing the king. So they're going to kill everyone who's related to the Kingslayer, which includes Jio. So her dad is not her dad. He's been protecting her. And now someone from the government has found her. So what's she going to do? Is she going to just run away? Is she going to abandon her father? Well, you got to wait and see to find out, because it becomes a whole big, awesome fight sequence involving her, the guy who's after her, and also Nereid, who shows up and shows that he's more than he appears to be. And from here, an adventure begins. And this is the story of Galaxias. It is one which is very similar to so many others, where you have a character who's thrust away from their home because of circumstances, and more importantly, they're trying to find who they are. And they're helped by someone who is mysterious, maybe stupid, we're not entirely sure. But that is this story. And I know I'm dumbing it down. I'm trying not to spoil as much as I can about this series. However, here's what I gotta say about it. The art style is exceptional. I love the design detail to all the characters, the shonen style for the action sequences, and more importantly, I find the little gimmick of the different dragon tails fascinating. They're all a little different in different ways. I mean, there is some kind of weird things, like there's one character who is a kangaroo dragon that kind of has a pouch for another person, and that gets really weird when you think about it. But it's kind of cool gimmick and kind of cool premise, gotta say. As for main characters, Jio is someone who is seeing the world with fresh eyes, trying to explore the world. And you have Nereid, who is the powerhouse imbecile, who's super powerful, but he doesn't know the real world. Think Goku and Bulma. That's it exactly. It's essentially he is leading her on this journey, and they're both discovering the world as it comes. Now, there are some issues with the narrative that make no sense. Time period, level of technology, things like that are kind of all over the place. Like, there's steamboats, and there's electricity, and there's sunglasses, but also, and there's guns. But there's also this magic element, so we really don't know what is going on exactly. So, it's kind of a shame, and it really kind of sucks. But, you know, it is this thing which you can ignore. Like with most other shonen series, you can ignore the situation, just go with it. And that's what a lot of us do. We just ignore that. Just say, okay, we're just going to do it. And that's it exactly. That's what we do with this series. We just ignore it and go with it. And the art style is great. The story itself, I find Nereid, he's a typical idiot guy, kind of hungry, kind of stupid, eating bugs, doesn't know where he's going. And then you have Jio, who is the one who's more worldly, but she's still also, I'm just exploring, and I know we have to hide, but we don't know what to do. And we discover things through her eyes also because she is a new character. She's a young person entering this world, and we're following with her, which is standard for most shonen series. And for a Kodansha release, it's not bad. It's pretty well engaging, and it is a lot of fun. I do like the interesting twists in the story. The power set is a little weird. Like I said, the dragon's tails, they don't really explain what they are. They're just like, they have dragon tails that appear and disappear, and they give them different powers. And then there's other power that has appeared, but what is it involved with? We don't know. Why? Just because. This has been talked about a lot on a lot of companies. I know that the creator of Fairy Tail, Hiro Mishima, thought this was a great manga and is actually actively reading it, so that's pretty cool. And after this first volume, do I want to read more of it? I kind of do. I want to see where this goes. I'm not super invested, but I am intrigued by this. And for that reason, I have to give this, actually, a borrow from a friend over there's Return of the Pocky. It is a really good story. It's got original artwork, creative world building, some thrilling action sequences, and an unusually cool power set. But it does feel a little incoherent at times where you don't know what's going on. You have to reread pages. And the narrative's a little confusing when you get into the nitty-gritty of things. Like, there's more going on with the mystery. You have some issues where there's some mysterious shenanigans going on. But that's most shonen series. It is really well done, though. Now, if you read Galaxias and you agree or disagree, leave me a comment down below. Email me, zansparker.com. Let me know your thoughts. If you like this or didn't like this, or think that I'm being too vague on this review, let me know your thoughts. But anyway, so with that in mind, let's actually get to the manga releases of the week. And we've got some really cool ones and some really weird ones. Starting off, we've got hashtag DRCL Midnight Children Volume 6. I didn't think the series was still going on, but I guess it is. Then we've got Alice in Borderland Retry. This is a one-shot in the Alice in Borderland universe. Got At Home Harem Cherry Poppin' Gal. This is another Faku release. Betrothed to My Sister's Ex Volume 3. Blue Lock Volume 32. Boys Abyss Volume 14. Bug Ego Volume 2. The Climber Volume 6. I think this is the last volume of the series. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is. Then we've got The Dangers in My Heart, the novel. This is a spin-off of the series. The Elf Sisters Can't Wait for the Night, Volume 5. Eternal Covenant. This is a one-shot. Gachakuda, Volume 11. Grand Metal Organs, Volume 3. Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable, Volumes 5, 6. Holy-Earth Chronicles Side E, Yamato Fantasia, Volume 3. A Howl of the Heart, Volume 2. Kei Yuki, Bound by Law, Volume 13. Killing Me, Killing You, Volume 2. Kingdom, Volume 9. Lonely Deaths Lie Thick as Snow, Volume 3. The Magnificent Bastard, The Legend of Keiji, Volume 3. Mega Man Timelines. Moriarty the Patriot, Volume 20. The Mortifying Ordeal of Being Seen, Volume 2. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, Volume 23. My Girlfriend Cheated on Me and Now My 40 Underclassmen Won't Leave Me Alone, Light Novel 2. Perfect Addiction, Volume 2. Record of Ragnarok, Volume 19. Red River, Volumes 22, 23, 24. This is kind of important because the anime just dropped, so if you haven't watched it, it's actually pretty cool. A little etchy, but not that bad. And these on to buy are really fun. Then we've got Rooster Fighter, Volume 10. Smells Like Green Spirit. The Strange House, Volume 6. Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love, The CEO and His Fated Omega, Volume 5. Taika's Reason, Volume 1. The Titan's Bride, Volume 9. Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, Volume 2. The Wife Comes First, Hui Wang Cheng, Volume 3. And last and certainly not least, we've got World Enders, a non-manga. This is actually an OEL that looks kind of fascinating. So these are the manga releases for the week. Which are you most excited about? Let me know. Email me, zanspiraken.com, or download below which ones you're most excited about, which ones you're not anticipating, and which ones you're going to avoid completely. For me, my top 5 for this week are going to be, well, some interesting ones. Because we got starting off, we've got Alice in Borderland Retry, because it's an alternate take on Alice in Borderland, and that's a really unique series. Then we've got Mega Man Timelines. You know, I'm a fan of Mega Man, and this looks really good. The art looks great. Smells Like Teen Spirit is an interesting alternate take on certain relationship aspects that could be really good and could be really bad. We're going to find out. Then Taika's Reason, Volume 1. This is another series by the creator of Beastars. Art looks great. Should be good as long as it's not like Drip Drip. And then last but not least, World Enders, Volume 1. This is an interesting OEL that's being released. The art looks fascinating and the concept seems cool, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll put it on the Wheel of Manga. We'll find out. But again, which of these are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that in mind, so remember, what are your thoughts? Let me know. Email me at zanspiraken.com or tweet me at Spiraken. And before we go any further, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who are checking out this show. Every email I get, every new comment, every new subscriber gives me more motivation to keep doing this. And I love doing it. So thank you so much for being awesome and checking this out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And just being here on this insane journey with me. And I want to keep going, so I'm an old man who reads manga with thick glasses and large print manga. So let's keep going on this. Let's see if we can hit 1,000. We're already almost 2/3 of the way there, or three. We're past 2/3 of the way. We're almost about 3/4 of the way there. But I digress. So any other major things going on? Well, besides some events coming up, which I'll leave in the show notes, I'm just prepping for some other elements, and we got the book review going on with our newest episode coming out this Monday. So anyway, with that in mind, let's actually get to the most popular part of this show, the part you've all been waiting for. And what are we talking about? We are talking about that one, that only, the Wheel of Manga! Yes, friends, the Wheel of Manga, except no substitute. Now, what is the Wheel of Manga? The Wheel of Manga is a wheel of fortune with 10 slots on it. What we've done is we've assigned a manga title to each of the 10 slots. So what we're going to spin this wheel. Whatever number it lands on, that's what we're going to review in the next episode of the Spiraken Manga Review, episode 640. Can you believe it? 640, we're already there. So let's spin to what we're going to review in the next episode, shall we? That's a really good spin, I think. We'll see what it is. And it's still going. Number 6. So in the next episode, I'm going to be reviewing Phantom Busters. This one, everyone has been talking about, everyone's been picking up. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I don't know, but we're going to find out. But anyway, as usual, I am your host, Zan. I am Gonzville. I'll catch you guys next time. And as always, keep reading manga. I will see you later.